Welcome to episode 168, Riding with Tim. Hello, thank you for the like. Praying that you guys are having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day out. On my way to church. I'll give you guys a glimpse of what I'm looking at right now. Trying to look at this beautiful day. Not much to say today other than I am happy to open my eyes this morning, seeing the day that the Lord has made. Top of the morning. Thank you. Thank you for the like. I don't know if you guys got to see Wayland Enterprises live. I think it was episode 16 and 17. I believe that's right. We closed on an investment property this week, or actually last Friday. This past Friday. 3 days. 3 days. Can't wait. So we closed on a property this past Friday, investment property. We've got a game plan together, and we're going to execute that game plan. That is something that is really important, guys, when you go into business for yourself or just life, man. Once you get a plan together, you got to execute that plan. You got to stay with it. I've already then heard from two or three different people, different strategies they would do, and it's quite the opposite of what I've got going on or what I'm trying to do. Okay, hold on. Stop. Okay. But yeah, so you gotta stick with your game plan. It's good to it's wonderful to have advice. As a matter of fact, one of the people that I talk to all the time about this stuff gives me all kinds of good and valuable advice. And sometimes somebody might come off with something that you didn't think about. So, I always try to take somebody's advice and take it into consideration. Um, one of the things that somebody told me was I wouldn't sell. I would keep it and rent it out. Um, that's not what I'm looking to do right now at this point in time. The numbers just wouldn't work. So we found some strategies that the numbers will work, and that's how we're going to roll. As Dan Barrero says, the numbers have to make sense. And one thing that him and Chris talked about a couple of lives ago, it might have been just this past live that they had, they talked about, thank you for the like. They talked about how people will purchase properties just for the admiration they get. And that's not good. You don't get into this sort of business just for the pat on the back. You get into it to make a better life for you and your family. So, at the end of the day, I appreciate all the compliments and the I can't even think this morning. The compliments and the encouraging words. God knows I do. But the people that I deal with in my circle, they know why I'm doing it. They know that this is something that I'm into to better my quality of life. And one of the ways that I better my quality of life is buying my time back. And when I'm buying these properties, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying my time back. So thank you guys again for coming on board and sitting with me, talking with me, hitting the like button, subscribing, all that stuff. I thank you guys for that. Yeah. This is a bad hill. Thank you. You too. You too. God bless you too. And he's continuing to bless me. I got to thinking about something here the other day when I was in my feelings. I had some negative feelings going on, getting ready for work, and I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this, and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the other. But I got to thinking about where I come from, where I'm at, and where I'm going. And I am leaps and bounds in better position now than I was just 10 years ago. And where I'm headed to, I'm going to be leaps and bounds ahead of where I'm at now. And one thing that hit my mind was My Father in heaven has allowed me to surpass my earthly father. If that makes sense. So from where my earthly father come from to the point where he was when he died, I am leaps and bounds ahead of him, thanks to my heavenly Father. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, we certainly did pray for these days. Absolutely. And you know, there's just so many things that pops in my head throughout the day, and something that just popped in my head just now. One of the things that I thank God for is allowing me to understand His blessing for me. And once you understand the blessing and what it's for, you'll be able to take care of it. All right? And you got to stay humble, man. You got to stay humble. You cannot allow your ego and your pride to get the best of you. You got to recognize and continue to acknowledge where your blessings come from. You could say it's your hard work. You could say you did this and you did that and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you did absolutely nothing without God's presence. Not a lot of people believe that. And me and my friend talked about this sitting at his table. We talked about how there's so many wicked people who seem to live a certain lifestyle that should be fit for a righteous man. Thank you. Thank you. You have a blessed day too. Thank you for coming in and just saying that. That means a lot. Y'all. Sorry, you all. That's my wife. She's telling me a little bit about her day. Oh man. But yeah, I done forgot where I was at. But anyway, just stay humble. That is the key to a lot of success. Is just staying humble and knowing where your blessings come from. All right, I'm going to take the scenic route today. Just give you guys a look other than just the highway. The highway is boring. That's what my son says anyway. Oh me. yeah, guys, but I will and can say this: it's been an amazing adventure. I don't know if you all ever done this or not, but I remember as a kid watching these adventure movies. You know, where they're going to like Indiana Jones or something like that. You know, where they're just out, they're traveling and they're trying to find something uh, mysterious, and you know, you get into it because you know they're going to different places and they're doing different things, and it seems like they're having fun, and it's a little bit of I don't know what you would call it. I ain't gonna say fear, but I don't know. It's just you get your adrenaline. Yes, the adrenaline. It's like they get that movie gets your adrenaline pumping, you know, and that's what the last several years has been like. You know, it's just like an adventure, and my adrenaline's been pumping, and I want to continue to do more. You know, I discovered YouTube and started doing YouTube. I never even thought I would get up the courage to even do that. And posting TikToks and getting on Instagram and telling people what I'm doing on Facebook. And just after watching some of the guys that I watch primarily and seeing that they're going and they're doing it boldly, you know, and that's something spiritual for me, because that's what the Lord wants us to do. He wants us to come before his throne boldly, you know. He wants us to know in our humbleness that he has our back, to look in the face of danger and smile, because we know that God shields us from it. So, you know, that's why I don't watch the news a lot. I try not to turn on negative videos or read negative articles. I got caught in politics and all this whole stuff, and I'm getting away from that. Because you know what, the only politics I need to worry about is the politics of the kingdom, and there is no politics. There's only one person who makes the laws, who makes the rules, and who enforces them, and that's the only one I got to worry about. I just got to worry about the Lord. Everything's going to work out for his good. And, you know, whether you are a Christian who is against or for, because I've seen Christians who are for, or I'll say people who say they're Christians, people who say they're Christians that are for, and people who say they are Christians who are against. And I'm telling you, some of these Christians or so-called Christians are ugly. They're very ugly. They get on YouTube and they really show, they don't show that they have God in them. You know, when you get on there and you are angry and you are calling people names no matter who they are, that's not godly. Now I'm going to tell you, Jesus didn't play. Jesus did not play. He called the Pharisees hypocrites. When they tried to make him look bad, he made them look bad. But he did it with his knowledge of the kingdom. He did it with his knowledge and his wisdom. He didn't just blurt stuff out. And people get on Facebook and they get on TikTok and they just blurt stuff out without any type of research, without any type of wisdom. And sometimes it is to just offend people, just to get a rise out of people. I can't be a part of that. But I tell you what I can be a part of. I can be a part of helping people, doing the best I can for people, building people up, guiding people. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. Building people up, not tearing them down. If you feel somebody is lost in their ways, you guide them. You don't tear them down. That's something that I have gotten out of. I used to be that way. I used to be really bad about wanting to point the finger, knowing that my nose wasn't clean, knowing my house was dirty, and point the finger at other people. Be a little envious of other people. That's not the way. If you truly feel like you are following the righteous path, then guess what you do? You lead people. You lead by example. You don't lead by words. I'm still working on it. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you all that I'm perfect, that God favors me over anyone else. But God does favor me. He proves it to me every day. Even in my flaws. So that's one of my prayers. That's one of my main prayers, is that I let God use me for His glory. And I've told my friend this, and he can vouch for me. That's what I want this business to do. I want people to look at Wayland Enterprises and say, God did that. So, speaking of what God can do and how I want to give back, of course, you know, I told you guys about the giveaway. I put the fourth and final instruction on there. We are going to draw names on the 28th of this month. Don't look like there's going to be many names to draw, if any, because no one has followed the instructions all the way through. I did have one person follow one of the instructions, and I appreciate it, but I will ask you to go back and follow the rest of the instructions, the other two, 1 and 2. All right? 1, 2, and then go to 4 and listen to 4, and 4 has one final instruction. Follow those instructions, and right now, if one person follows it, they're 100% guaranteed to get $50. But they got to follow the instructions to the T. Okay? I'm not going to make any exceptions. I'm not going to be like, well, one person did one instructions. No, I'm not doing that. We have to, as a people, we have to learn to follow instructions and not look for a participation trophy, if that makes sense. Yes, I have one person to participate, but they didn't follow the instructions all the way through. So I want to give this money away, and that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. So another thing that I got going on is I'm developing a program that's going to help people, I feel, if they follow the instructions, that's going to help people build their credit and get them ready for home ownership. I want to provide this program to my tenants and people who use Wayland Enterprises for their home needs, and this program will be free to them, and I am going to start sharing bits and pieces of this program on my channel here. and just give you all. I want to help you all, not only for home ownership, but just getting people. There's some people who can't afford, or I'm not even gonna say can't afford, but they can't even get a loan to get a vehicle because their credit's messed up. I'm not a credit repair guy, but I will tell you what I've done, and I'll tell you what people have told me. All right. One of the people is right here in the thread. They taught me a little bit about credit, not a little bit, but a lot about credit, about what you can do with credit. I use that information. And then on top of that, you do your own research, guys. What works for me may not be your situation, so you can tweak the information you can tailor it to you. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for liking and subscribing and watching and just supporting this program, this channel. I thank you guys a lot. Here, I'm going to turn the camera to this side here for a second because I want you all to, because there's a property that's coming up, some properties. And I'm going to give you a little bit of what I've done as far as dealing with the realtor and the owners of the property. I went and looked at these two properties. Maybe a couple of weeks back. Actually, I did a live on it. It was a mobile. It was a double wide mobile home. So anyway, we went and looked at them. I talked to the realtor. The realtor. She is really, she was really nice. She allowed me to videotape or record. I'm old. Record the inside of the home. And then she got back in touch with me and told me that the owner is motivated to sell. And as a matter of fact, he's got a couple other properties that he wants to sell, and he had them all appraised. And for a bundle for 4 properties and about 2.5 acres of land with the property set on, is right past this house here. So it's right in here. I don't know if y'all can see them or not. You probably can't see them. And that's okay. But for those properties and the land, he said they appraised, or he or she, whoever said it was the realtor, told me that they told her that it appraised for $602,000. Okay. Now that might sound like a lot, but when you divide 4 units, when you divide $602,000 by 4 units, that ends up being right around about $150,000 per unit. Okay, so you got 2 3-bedroom, 2-bath mobile homes that's sitting on a block foundation. They're sitting on about 3/4 of an acre lot. The land has been improved. All the utilities are ready. And the homes have never been lived in. They're a year old, never been lived in, so they're practically brand new. For $150,000, okay, not too bad. Okay, but the other 2 units, not so much. So there was a unit that they were selling. There was 2 units they were selling, but there was only marketing one. They said they were selling both, but they ended up just showing me pictures of one. And then they sent me pictures of the units, but they were the pictures were a year old, and I'm like, I need something current. So the realtor, which she was right, she was like, well, you just need to come lay your eyes on them. I'm like, that's fine, but I work for a living also, so I can't just up and go and look at them whenever I feel like it. So uh, so I guess I kind of upset her. I don't know. I ain't heard no more from her, because I had her do a lot of research for me, which, I mean, that's part of your job if you want to make a sale. And like I said, I haven't heard any more from her. But individually, the two mobile homes, he wanted 187,000. He had dropped down from 200 some thousand, which was, to me, was still too expensive. And then just the pictures of the one unit, that the pictures were a year old, it still wasn't worth $150,000, in my opinion. And I never did even get pictures of the other unit, so I just kind of left it alone. Not every deal is a good deal. Okay, even if the numbers seem right at the time, double, triple check your numbers. And you also have to do your research. You got to lay your eyes on them. You got to make sure there's no liens against the property that will affect you. So yeah, that was that. I mean, it was a good experience. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't for us. It was too expensive, and we wouldn't been able to afford it, even if it was priced right. At that price, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. So even at the double wides, I mean, 187,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but if you are looking to rent the mobile home out, you got to look at your area that you are purchasing in. See if your area will boast a rent number that will make your mortgage and give you at least $100 or $200 profit, just at least. And I was listening to Dan and Chris the other day, and they don't even fool with a $200 profit anymore. But I feel that that's a comfortable number right now for me, starting out, because I am trying to build my portfolio. And at the end of the day, your money really starts coming in when you can get the property paid for. That's when your profits start to grow. So, I'm looking to buy properties that I can get paid for pretty quickly, and start reaping the benefit of 100% profit or 100% cash flow. Minus taxes and insurance, of course. Okay, what we got on here? Oh yes, okay. Sorry. I'm on the old country road, so I'm not getting very good service. And I had to turn the phone off, or not the phone, but I had to stop the stream for a second to talk to my wife. All right, gang. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to be it's hard to stream in the country, that's for sure. But this is the prettiest part of the world. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream right here. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Never express the gratitude I feel for you all supporting me in this. And it keeps me going. It keeps me going. All right. And I want to give you guys, I want to give somebody $50, man. So just look at the instruction video. Instructional post. The very first instruction in the post on YouTube. Check it out. Get money, okay? If this one goes well, I'm going to do a second contest right afterward. Okay? All right. So y'all be good. I love you guys. Take care. Oh, and one more thing. If everybody serves, everybody gets served. Remember that. Stop holding your hand out and start putting something in somebody's hand. All right? Be good.